What is up, my dudes and that one girl with the sensitive tushy? This is Bikes, Beards, and Brews. Let's kick that intro. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we kick this one off, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. New videos are coming weekly, so if you hit the bell, you'll know when they show up. Let's get the other stuff out of the way. Want to save 10% on a Ricardo communicator? Check my referral link down below. Want to support me and all my do-gooderness like these cool guys here? Bam! These should become part of the Brew Crew and join the coffee page down below. Want to know why I'm asking you for money? Well, you know, down below next to those 10,000 Amazon affiliate links is also a link to a video explaining what I do with your money. It's for a good cause, trust me. All right, guys, so today I want to get into the review of the Kemimoto 3D Air Fillable Seat Cushion. A little bit of a mouthful, but trust me, this is one you're going to want to hear about. We're going to go through a few different things. I'm going to break down the seat in general. I'm going to tell you what my experience was when I took it on a 1,000-mile road trip. I'm going to tell you about the competitors, and I'm going to tell you about who this might be for and who this might not be for. We'll cover some pros and cons and all that fun stuff. In the interest of transparency, Kemimoto did provide this seat cushion to me for free in exchange for a fair and honest review, which is what we are doing today. I am not an affiliate. I don't have any discount codes, but if you go to the Kemimoto site after this, because you may be interested in the seat, trust me, there's always discount codes floating around on that site. You can get an even better deal on this seat than what is advertised. So let's get into it. First and foremost, I took this seat on a 1,000-mile road trip. The first day I was actually in my saddle for 8 hours. I did about 450 miles. I stopped when I needed gas and get a drink. That was about it. Aside from that, it was just a straight shot. I rode from 1 a.m. to I think it was 9:45 in the morning. So I had some time to get very acquainted with this seat. Now, overall, this is something that an air seat I was kind of reluctant to get from the beginning, mainly because I do have a very good seat to begin with. But after my trip to Wisconsin, I found that, the last like 300 to 400 miles on like a 1,000-mile trip starts to wear on you no matter how good the seat. So I was looking for other options that could prolong my comfort while doing these longer rides. That is how I came across this Kemimoto. Now, some of you may be familiar with some of Kemimoto's competitors, and we will touch upon them a little bit in just a moment. Let me give you a breakdown of this seat first. So the Kemimoto actually has this nice little mesh top, so it's very breathable. It's, it kind of takes care of any of the swamping issues you may come across in the hotter months. On the back, there is a no-slip sort of material going on here to help it stay on your seat. That way, when you're shifting around, this is not shifting around at the same time. These straps crisscross. So basically, your seat goes in the middle, the straps go underneath, straps across. You can adjust them so you can make this nice and snug to your seat and keep it in place for your entire ride. The seat cover is removable. It's got a zippered back. And inside you can see it's got all these individual cells with some space in between. So that's going to make it so these cells can crush depending on how much air you have in them and still allow for some nice airflow. So again, to take care of any swampiness you may have in the hotter seasons. How this fills is on one side, you have this button here. This, when you press it, it actually fills the air into the cells. And then over here, this little button here actually releases the air, so you can bring it down to a lower setting if you want, or if you're draining it, if you're done for the day, you're not using this, you want to roll it up, put it in your saddlebag, you drain out the air, you fold it up, it gets to a fairly compact size, and you are good to go. So this is a very convenient seat cover. At the same time, as I said, if you want to remove it, you can. These also have, I don't know if you can see it, I'll zoom in. You can remove these little straps without actually taking your seat off. So if you want to leave these under your seat and kind of like leave them hanging, you plan on putting the seat cover back on sometime soon, you can do that. Or you take off your whole seat, slide it off, whatever, you do you, boo. So yes, this is the seat cover. This comes in at about $40. Now, quite honestly, when I first started using it, I did not like it. I got on my ride, I started riding, and I was like, oh God, what have I done? And seriously considered pulling over and removing the seat. And then it hit me that I may have filled it too much, which was the problem. Now keep in mind, when you fill these cells up so they're kind of firm and then you sit on them, it's distributing your weight and it's making those cells very firm. So that was the process that I fell into. Like, I had these, so they were kind of full to begin with, and I was sitting on an almost rock hard seat, which became very uncomfortable very quickly. So when I finally did wake up a little bit, like I said, I was riding at 1 in the morning. I went ahead, reached behind me while riding, because it is that easy, and then just kind of hit the drain button a bit, let out some of that air, and this became incredibly comfortable. And for the rest of the ride, I loved it. It was great. It really does add that extra bit of cushioning that even some of the best seats are not going to come with. So I was very, very satisfied with that. It was absolutely great. Now, the one downside to that is when you're riding, if you find yourself trying to pump up the seat or let out the seat, if there's people around, it's gonna look like you got, you know, you're like scratching your butt the whole time, but whatever. It's my comfort, and 9 times out of 10, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm like 5 states away. There's no one I recognize. I don't care what people think while I'm riding my bike. If so, I wouldn't be putting on dance shows while listening to my music. So yes, it's nice and compact. It's all together. It is very easy to use. I will say that little button, depending on how thick your gloves are, you might have a little bit of a hard time finding it if you're on a ride and moving. But if you have a general idea of the location of it, you can definitely feel it through this padding, and you can definitely make it work. Now, let's talk about some of the competition for this seat. There's 2 stalwarts out there that people probably know by name. One of you, like most of you, probably have at least one of their names popping in your head right now. This is not their review, this is Kemimoto's review, so we won't be naming them by name. But I did go to their sites and check them out because I wanted to make sure I was doing some one-for-one comparisons. Now again, this seat is $40, and that's before you go to like the Kemimoto site and there's some sort of discount that pops up and probably gives you like 10, 15, 20% off. Again, very affordable seat, especially for what you're getting. That's fantastic. The 2 leading competitors, their seat covers, the most basic air covers that they have start at about $100. One company actually goes all the way up to $250. Now, that's kind of crazy. At that point in time, I'm just looking into buying a new seat. That's where we've gone too far. I know one of them uses a tube and like, you know, a little pump, kind of like when you're checking your blood pressure in like the doctor's office and stuff. I don't find that too like, you know, user friendly, and I definitely don't want like a bulb and stuff hanging off my bike. It looked like it was removable, but then at that point, you can't use it when you're on the go. It's got to be in a saddlebag or something, so no thank you. The other one, quite honestly, when I went to their site, only had a single picture, and it was like their seat cover, and that was it. So I don't know, man. Like they didn't show the insides, they didn't show the air cells, they didn't show how it pumps up, how it releases the air. All they were like was like, give me $100 and we'll send this to you. Definitely a hard no from me. So there is a third competitor, and that is Harley-Davidson with their Road Zeppelin. The Road Zeppelin comes in at $180, so I'm tapped out on that one as well. I will say the one thing the Road Zeppelin has that I would like to see on this is on the side, it actually kind of has like a little flap that comes down right here, and that's where the air bulb is built into and the release valve is built into. I feel like that would be much easier, especially if you have thicker gloves. You can just reach down, pump it up, release the air. Doesn't look like you're scratching your butt. That's a very minor sort of thing though, not a big deal. So I can live with that, especially $40, the Harley one, $180. No. So yes, overall, I felt like this was a really good investment. It's probably not something I'm going to use to ride around town because, again, I have a good seat, but this is an excellent supplement for when I am traveling longer distances. So this gets into who I think it's for and who it may not be for. Who it's for are people who are doing longer road trips, and you get into that sort of Goldilocks sort of thing where, you know, sometimes you want like the seat a little harder, a little softer, maybe a little in the middle. This is great because you can just kind of adjust throughout your ride. You can like add and subtract comfort level, like air levels, stuff like that. So your seat is constantly comfortable for you. Even like I said, the best seats, this is a good cover to put over the top of it. So I would definitely recommend this for people who are doing longer road trips. And I would also recommend it to people who do shorter road trips, or, you know, even those who bomb around town who, again, are in that sort of Goldilocks sort of world where sometimes the seat is too hard, sometimes it's too soft, like you're looking for that just right. This helps you dial in your comfort, your personal comfort. And I think that is an awesome addition to any sort of bike. So that's who it's for. Who it's not for. Well, if you find your seat incredibly comfortable to begin with, or fairly comfortable, you're not putting in a lot of miles, you're not putting in a lot of days on the bike, there's really no need to buy this. There really isn't a need to buy it. I would also say if you're riding like a stock Harley seat, I don't know how much this is going to save you. And not because this is a bad product, but because the Harley seat is such a bad product. So if you are running a stock Harley seat and you think this is going to be the answer to all of your problems, it probably won't. It may help you a little bit. But again, you're taking a good product and putting it on top of a bad product. It's not going to save you. It's not going to balance out. So those would be my two. Like, you know, for people it's good for, people it's not good for. But anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're looking for another review on this, because personally I feel like you should have multiple reviews. You should have multiple points of view. You should seek out other people and get other opinions to help you form a better decision on where you put your money. Feel free to check out UCMPigs. He also did a review on this. I will link his channel down below. I'll link his video down below. Definitely go check him out. He did a review on this as well, and he's been riding it as well, and he has some thoughts on it. So that's what I've got for you. Do you have it? Let me know what you think. Do you have one of the competitors? Let me know what you think down below. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, share this video with friends, share it with family, share it with that one dork you know who's like, oh, my butt hurts after 10 miles. This will help him. Trust me, he loves this stuff. And I'll see you all on the flip side.